Life is kind of... I always say that, but life is weird. It's all over the place. People get fucking depression, and they kill themselves, and other people are fucking killing it. There's a guy, Jake and Logan Paul just do whatever the fuck they want. They don't have to worry about anything, and they're like my age. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Yep. David Dobrik, that bitch, he's got millions and millions of dollars, and doesn't have a real job. Just makes YouTube videos.
For real.
I'm like, what? Are you fucking
Mr. Beast just fucking gives away fucking $1 million.
You know what? If you can keep your hand on this for 24 hours, you get $1 million. I'm like, damn, I could do that shit. Yeah. I'll take leave for that, and I'll buy my contract and get the fuck out.
For real.
That shit's weird. Alright, I'm gonna kick it. Maybe. I'm fucking... I was getting like this fucking stretching kind of thing where I'd find a position and I'm like, alright, that's good. Alright, welcome back. Another episode, another week. I think we're drinking the same thing. Proper 12. Hey, Proper 12. Give me some money. Same person back. We got good old Blake here.
How's it going, everybody?
We're doing the same thing. As always, podcast. Talking about a whole lot of nothing. Damn, I really wish that my boy would have posted his. Because I'm on a lot of his too. But they're just a whole lot of dumb shit. And that's literally the name. I don't think he ever got the chance to fucking edit them and put them up. But, man, that shit's fucking funny. God, I wish I still had some of the recordings. I put, like, clips in this. But if he ever does, if Brandon ever fucking gets the chance to post those fucking things, go listen to that shit. And if you ever fucking find a podcast that's called A Whole Lot of Dumb Shit, hit it up. Give it some listens. Give mine some listens, please. I need sponsors. Come on, YouTube.
Yeah. Let's go Proper 12.
I need new mics. I need fucking better software. That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
If I could afford a studio, then I'd fucking be there every weekend. I just disappeared. What were we fucking... Last week we were talking about... God, I have stuff. My fucking nose is fucking killing me. We were talking about space. And like, the thought of that shit still fucking blows my mind. And I think, what was the last thing we were talking about? What, the Big Bang? And how it started. Dude, that's fucking insane to me. Like,
really is.
What if it's so simple that people just fucking overlook that solution?
I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like I said last week. I mean, there could be an infinite amount of solutions to any potential theory. That's why it's a theory, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What if what is that fucking... There's a project that they started a long time ago, but they have this giant fucking tube that they're throwing fucking particles at each other and making black holes.
No shit.
Yeah. What my thought is, and I saw this when, oddly enough, I was watching Futurama, and they went forward in time, but the time machine couldn't go back. One of the fucking mini shenanigans that the show has. The time machine couldn't go back in time, it could only go forward.
Yeah.
So they accidentally went too far, and they're like, fuck it, let's go to a time where they invented backward time travel, and we'll just use their machine and come back. Well, they fucking get to that time, and then they fuck up, and obviously the shenanigans ensue, and they go past that time, and they get to a point at like 10 billion BC or some shit like that, and the Earth is completely barren. There's no life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you know what? Let's ride it out to the end. And they ride it out till the collapse of our sun and the collapse of the whole universe.
Yeah.
And then they watch the Big Bang happen. They watch, I'm guessing, what we think happens when everything collapses, like the black holes happen and they collapse.
Mm-hmm.
What if when that collapses, that's what causes Big Bangs? And that's what creates everything we know. Like fucking, it just blew up and all of a sudden there's another universe. What if this is like the 95th iteration of the same goddamn thing, and every time we go through it, there's just a Big Bang and it starts over? Like, it's just a fucking universal reset button. How crazy is that to think about?
I mean, let's just say...
How is that not possible? What physics... disproves that theory.
Nothing. That's why.
Exactly.
That's why it defies all physics.
That's crazy.
That's why
right?
people can't explain it.
They're like, fuck, that's too much.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's definitely too much for your brain to process.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Do I think about space travel? I'm like, dude, that's too much, dude.
I mean, you can even compare it to like, how the fuck did, like, you know, the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
How the fuck did a meteor supposedly hit Earth, right? And the Earth froze. Like you would like if something's traveling that fast, how you would think that the Earth would burn up, not fucking freeze over.
Yeah.
How,
Well, I mean,
how does that make sense? How does that make sense at all?
So I know a little bit more about that one. Not to say that I know very much, but a little bit more. What they think happened was when the meteor or asteroid, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be called, hit Earth, it caused a massive chain reaction where everything, all the volcanoes on Earth erupted. Also produced a lot of ash. And what that ash did is what they think is going to happen if we have a nuclear fallout.
Mm-hmm.
The ash will cover the sky, and it'll basically plunge us into a nuclear winter. What would have happened then is it just would have been an ice age.
Yeah.
And when it plunges you into something like that, obviously cold-blooded animals can't survive. That's just not something that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does happen with fucking things that are adapted to that environment, but like mammals are obviously gonna fucking survive because they have warm blood for one. They have a protective coat of fur, so they're gonna be better off. And that's where, you know, those things started to thrive, and now we have mammals instead of just these giant fucking bird lizard things roaming the earth. Have you seen that? They think dinosaurs had like wings
Wings, yeah. I mean,
and fucking feathers.
they definitely did.
That's crazy. I remember being a kid, like when I was real little, we thought that all dinosaurs were just lizards. They're just massive fucking meat-eating lizards.
Dude, look at a fucking crocodile. That thing is like.
It is a dinosaur. That's what it is.
I wonder how old they are.
It's like it's millions of years old. Not specifically the species that we have now.
Yeah.
But the crocodilian kind of thing that's fucking T-Rex era type shit.
Shit's crazy to think.
That's wild, right? Komodo dragons, they're the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chickens, they're closest relative to T-Rexes that we can see.
No shit.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild to think of, that the fucking little bird thing that I can grab around the neck and pop its neck in one fucking move is this relative to this massive fucking thing that could eat me in one bite.
I don't know. I find it so weird. Like, why us? Like, why are we here?
That's some shit you fucking think about when you're high.
Why am I not somewhere else?
Man, this is where I think chance comes in. Chance and fate. Because you think about, like, everybody's like, oh, God's got a plan. And I agree. I think God's got a specific plan for everything. And that's just kind of, but I think he's just rolling the fucking dice. And he's like, you know what? This one's gonna be a doctor. And then it's a doctor.
Yeah.
Or this one's gonna, like, it's odd to think about, but I think I think he's rolling dice like they do in Dungeons and Dragons. He just, come on, 29. He's going to be kind of dumb.
I must have gotten a bunch of ones.
Today. He was like, you know what? One. Fuck!
Every day is a one, man. Fuck.
You got to look at it better, though. I really think that when you know, I've had a lot of bad days, especially here lately. And you've seen them. I write in that little black journal. That's what I've been writing. Just my fucking day-to-day. It helps me keep me sane. And two, I can go and look back. I have another one somewhere. That's a log of fucking how I was feeling that day, what I was doing, how I was fucking trying to cope with things.
Depression log.
That's basically what it is. But, you know, I go through those days where I'm not depressed. Like today, I had a fucking awesome day. Yeah. And I think last week you were talking about having a really bad day.
Yeah.
You had the fucking car accident and the card fraud or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just those days, but you have to take a step back, and the same thing with the universe. You just got to kind of look at it as a whole picture. Instead of looking at just Earth, look at the solar system or the universe or the fucking multiverse if that exists.
Yeah.
I think that's the way you have to look at it to not be depressed. Because if you really think about it, like if you stop for a second and you're like, damn, my lifetime is about 100 years, give or take 20, 30, right? That's the average. Average people live to about 70 to 100. That's a solid lifetime. You can witness a lot of change and a lot of events. To us, it is, right?
But what if there's something after that?
What if there is, dude? What if you make it to 120 and you just fucking all of a sudden regenerate into your younger self and you just fucking go? You just dip out. You take off.
Yeah, but like, what if you die? You know, like normal lifespan here on Earth.
Yeah.
Is, you know, like what, 100 years? Like
we'll say 100 years. Yeah.
So, what the fuck happens when you die, man?
That's so controversial. Because, you know what I think is great, though? You really think about it, right? Every single religion, no matter how different, from Norse mythology to Christianity to Hinduism, something, they all have an afterlife. Mm-hmm. They all have an idea of this place, this good and this bad place that you go to when you die. Like Greek mythology, there's like a limbo type place where you go when you didn't really commit that many crimes, but you weren't a great person, so you go to wait out your sins. And then there's hell. There's the bad place where if you were a murderer or a criminal or you did something to anger the gods or whatever the fuck, you go there. And then there's a good place where you go and it's beautiful and there's fucking fruit and bitches. I don't know. My heaven would be like that. Beer, bitches, and bacon. Shit, why not? I'll wake up every morning and drink a fucking cold one.
For real.
And that would, that's... What if... Supernatural gave me this idea. What if everybody's heaven's personalized to them? If there's a heaven, that's not too far-fetched to think, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own idea of what this place is, right?
Yeah.
So that's not too far to think, right? I don't know.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, like, what are you talking about? Like, you would be, like, with your family from Earth? Or, like, what?
No, so, like, say I died, right? And I somehow make it to heaven. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And when I get there, my idea of heaven isn't going to be the same as yours.
Right.
Like, if I'm just fucking floating around with wings and shit, like, that's kind of boring. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
What if my heaven is sitting on the top of a mountain with a fucking endless cooler of beer, just enjoying the life, the landscape?
Yeah.
Somebody else's could be sitting in their mom's house with their family at Thanksgiving and enjoying the memories they had then.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, they're going to take a memory from your lifetime. Oh, you remember that time you were this place and you had this going on and you got to sit and enjoy. I would 100% pick, when I have family and have kids, I'd pick that place.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd pick, if I for some reason stay single, which God I hope I don't, because that's fucking lonely. Mm-hmm. But if for some reason I stayed single, it would be on the top of a mountain with an endless cooler of Lone Star, just watching the world go by.
Hell yeah. If
I had a family, it'd be at a Thanksgiving dinner with my big grandma, my dad, my mom, my that's not something I want to go into. I've got like fucking 3 moms right now. My sibling, all of my siblings, and just fucking enjoying a massive, endless feast.
Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know what mine would be.
That always makes you think, right?
Yeah.
When you try to think about your favorite memory. My favorite is, we were my opa, and I wish more people were there. By no means is it a perfect memory. But my favorite memory is my opa and my oma, my mom, my stepmom, and my dad, and my sister. It was like Christmas Day, I think. It was somewhere around Christmas in December. And my grandfather was dove hunting. He was like, hey, I didn't bring the dogs. My dad had built me a go-kart from scratch. And you had to like actually move to keep it running for some reason. But I was riding it through the brush and I was having a fucking blast.
That's awesome.
And that day would be my heaven. Reliving that day. I was like fucking, I don't know, I was young. I was like 10. But
Yeah, I can't think of like a specific memory. I mean, I've had some good times, but nothing that's really stuck out like insanely. I mean, obviously trips and stuff with the family and Christmas mornings and big holidays with the family would be cool too. But I think if I had like one thing, like you said, you're sitting on a mountain drinking endless beer, watching the world go on. I don't know. I think I would, if I could, depict, what my heaven would be if that's how it works, would be able to discover and know everything that I didn't know when I was a human life.
You think that's part of it though?
Potentially.
Like I feel like, what if I read this somewhere and it kind of actually makes sense. So a lot of religions really believe in reincarnation, right?
Yeah.
Where you reincarnate as whatever. Somebody was saying that when you're reincarnated, what if when you're coming out and you're made to cry, what you're crying about is all the lost memories, because there for about 5 minutes you can remember your previous life. You obviously can't articulate it because your body's just this fucking massive baby.
Yeah.
But what if for the first 5 minutes of your new life you can remember everything from birth to death?
That's crazy.
And then you forget and you go about your life and you do it again and you just keep fucking recycling. That's a crazy thought.
Well, it's like the subconscious mind. You ever notice how you don't remember anything when you're first born, right? You don't remember anything when you die.
Ooh, that's crazy. I don't know, man. The endless. So people think
What if it's an endless cycle? What if you're just automatically reborn?
What bothers me is when people think it's fucking. Like, what is it? Like, it bothers me when people think they've got it figured out.
Yeah.
And they hit you with well, let me tell you. Yeah. Let me tell you how it is. Well, it's a theory. You have a theory. And I respect your theory. I think it's great. I fucking would think it's wonderful if all the good people went to heaven and all the bad people went to hell. But, that's not, if the fact that I have tattoos prevents me from being in heaven, one, I feel like that's an unjust system. God can do what he wants, but that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
If I get sent to hell for having tattoos, like, that's kind of gay.
Yeah.
That's going to make me lose faith real quick. I'm going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But, I don't think that's how it is. I think you get tattoos, you get to a slightly less great place. Like, it's just kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
You get your second best memory. Like, that's where I feel like we're at. You just get your second best memory.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like,
what if it's just a fucking constant
You don't remember when you're born and you don't remember when you die.
How could you, though? How could you remember when you die? Because you die.
Exactly, but that's that break of time where you could be reborn again.
Yeah, man, it's fucking. I think this is where like psychedelics comes in, because once you start doing that shit, I feel like you open yourself to a certain level of existence that other people can't realize. And I think we shortly talked about it last week. What if like when you're tripping, you're not really tripping, but you're entering another version of your same reality?
Yeah.
I can't see that being too far-fetched to fucking go about.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but so like with psychedelic drugs and things like that, right? You think that they were strategically put on Earth for people to have that access?
Who do you think would have put them there? Like aliens? You think aliens like figured it out and they're like, yo, these motherfuckers need to figure it out?
Or could they be like a temptation kind of thing? Like psychedelics and hard drugs and things like that. Drugs that make you have these wild trips that open up that realm. What if that's a temptation?
Yeah.
Almost like a temptation from like, going back to the Bible with like Adam and Eve and the apple.
Yeah. And what if the fucking apple is just acid? And she was fucking tripping balls. Maybe. That's what happened.
I mean, you gotta think like...
Dude, why not? Why would you fucking waste your life in a closed-minded state. That's what I don't understand about fucking like, shit like racism. Why?
Yeah.
Like, I like brown girls. I saw some shit today. This girl is fucking gorgeous. And, fucking, I have this weird fucking type, but she was gorgeous. And if I got the chance, if for some fucking reason, like I saw her tomorrow, I would 100% ask her to go out with me.
Yeah, I mean...
But why be fucking racist? Why be xenophobic? Why be fucking homophobic? Let people do them, man. If they're doing the wrong thing, then they're gonna do the wrong thing. The more you tell them, it's like teenagers. Yeah. The more you tell them not to do something,
the more they're gonna want.
The more they're gonna want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't do a lot of drugs, other than like I take that back. But that's why I wasn't an overly fucking shithead kid. Was because my dad was like, "Listen, kid, if you're gonna fuck up and be smart about it. Don't be stupid."
Yeah.
And go about your life and do things that make you happy. And I was like, okay. And I did. And I didn't fucking have a problem with drugs. Obviously, I got some Marine Corps and I did a fucking another, like I did a whole nother thing. But like I never felt like I wanted to. I smoked weed in high school. Like I did a lot of weed and I partied a lot without people knowing. Like I snuck around quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I really wanted to. Like it wasn't something that I was doing
because it was because you were told it was bad. That's why.
Well, I was never told that. Like it never felt like my dad was like, "Hey man, just be smart."
But it's been ostracized
by society.
By society for
don't do drugs
for years,
Yeah, it makes people want to do drugs more.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I don't feel that way. I mean, shit. I mean, I operate. You and I both operate just fine with other drugs. I've never felt that need to really get into it,
I've never felt dependent on it, but there was a time that I wanted it.
Yeah.
Like I just needed that fucking escape from reality. Where I wasn't me anymore, I was fucking Benny.
Yeah.
And I could fuck around all I want.
See, I don't know. I feel like I found that in other things. Like, I'm the type of person, I kind of keep my feelings to myself for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always just been a kind of
Hold on.
Proper 12 sponsor.
Listen to this fucking shit. Irish whiskey. Whispering into the mic. It's about to turn into some fucking ASMR shit. Yeah, there's a line. We're gonna fucking go back to there's these lines on the inside of this cup, this Chick-fil-A cup. And Chick-fil-A, hit me up. There's lines on it on like a solo cup, and I feel like those are measurements. And I'm about to pour a fucking. Let's see.
That's a measurement for how much they're actually supposed to put in your cup, and the rest is all ice.
Motherfuckers always put way too much. I've never really ordered a lot of drinks like easy ice. I spilled some on myself.
That's why you gotta tell them light ice, because they will. You gotta think. I mean, they'll probably fill that shit up. Three-quarters the way with ice.
24-ounce cup.
And a quarter, fucking whatever liquid you decide to put in there.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They got the good ice, so I enjoy the ice.
Their ice is good. I'm not gonna lie.
They got the little fucking crushed ice.
Yeah, the little circle things.
But yeah, fucking, I don't know. My problem with people. I never have a problem with somebody being gay or trans or fucking whatever. Do I think it's right? No, you're born how you are, just accept that. But I don't have a problem with those people, and the reason is because, like, who am I to tell them what's right? There's so many different views, and there's so many different religions across the world that, like, who am I, this one person from fucking the middle of Texas, to tell somebody from fucking Boston what's right and wrong? Because I don't know how they grew up. I don't know that person.
The only thing that I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't like people who think that I owe them something due to their religion, their skin color, their fucking sexual orientation. That shit, that is the type of shit that pisses me off. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're gay, straight, fucking...
I don't care if you're a fucking blue-haired trans queer that fucking identifies as an attack helicopter and is attracted to trees. Dude, do what you fucking want. But as soon as you tell me that I owe you something... We grew up in two different fucking places. You have no right to tell me that I owe you something, just like I have no right to tell you how to live your life.
That's the problem with society nowadays. Is everybody thinks that they're.
This is why I have this fucking bat. People start saying shit, and I just whack them.
Everybody thinks that they're owed something. Like, you know, you go back to. You know, I understand everything with the. You know, the Black Lives Matter movement, whatever, right? But the way they went about it was wrong. I personally feel like it was wrong. Just because I'm white, you know, I come from a family that owns business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If there were riots, you know, on the direct, you know, road of where, you know, my family's business was, you know, what if my family's business was destroyed just because they're white business owners?
See, and the problem with that was they weren't just attacking white businesses. And this has been a subject I've been kind of sketched out of to touch for the last, you know, what are we on, fucking episode 12?
Yeah.
This is a subject I haven't really wanted to touch, but, you know, I'm fucking getting to the point where you motherfuckers are getting way too carried away with some shit. I saw some shit. This man was in fucking tears. He was in tears because they had burned down his business. Not just his business, but his vehicle and all of the stock inside his business.
And I'm pretty sure I saw that video. I'm pretty sure
it was a black guy.
It was a black guy,
yeah. An older African-American gentleman.
Yep.
What the fuck? If you're going to target a business and you're going to target white business, why don't you at least make sure you're not burning down black businesses? Like, if you're going to stand for something all the way. Don't just start fucking burning shit down. Because those people weren't involved with oppression that you're feeling.
Because people feel like people get not aroused, but people get a kick out of chaos. To be honest,
you know, I get a kick out of chaos. I think that's just fun.
100%. But I am a civilized human being.
I know when to stop. Exactly. I know when to stop. Like when people start burning shit that they don't own, I'm like, yo, hey, chill out. Yeah. If you're burning your own home, do what you want. Burn your clothes. Burn your home. Burn your fucking land. Live as a fucking. What do they call them? They're not associated with the federal government, but they're just kind of like, oh, sovereign citizen. Mm-hmm. Be a sovereign citizen, but don't fuck with other people's shit. You don't own that. But you have no right to touch that.
But that's the thing, and that's the problem with how things are going.
Yeah.
There's consequences for your actions.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't care what you say, your actions are not... Like, you're not protected by the Constitution. You have the right to protest. You do not have the right to riot. You do not have the right to burn people's businesses, homes down. You have to obey the law. And, you know, yeah, okay, fucking some laws may be unjust, but, you know, even the other day, life's not fucking fair.
I see two things. I want to talk about these two things before you say anything. One of them was... And to a point, I'd agree with this, but to a point, I don't, because, you know, I get off with a lot of things that some other people that are ethnic diversity don't. There's no such thing as white privilege anymore. There's not. I have to have either scholarships, well-earned scholarships. By no means are other scholarships not well-earned. I'm not saying that. I have to have a certain amount of scholarships, or I have to have the money to pay for scholarship or pay for college, right? A person who's Mexican, and I tell
people, a scholarship based off of either
their ethnicity.
Their ethnicity.
Mexican people, Asian people, some Asian. Actually, Chinese people don't because they're smart as fuck. But and that's kind of a stereotype. But
Native American people.
Native Americans. Black people, you know, there's so many fucking ethnicities that get benefits just for being that ethnicity. You know, white people don't get that shit. But you know, there's a point where I'm like, yeah, you know, we ran the fucking country for however many years,
can you tell me
or how many hundreds of years.
That is not racist.
It is racist, and that's where I have a problem with it, and that's where I want people to understand. Like, by no means am I racist? And it's a classic, well, I have black friends. I do. I also have Mexican friends and Asian friends and Native American friends. And I'm not full fucking white either. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what people don't realize. Just because my skin color is fucking ivory doesn't mean I'm fucking full white. Half my family's in Mexico.
Yeah.
And that's what they neglect to believe. Like, granted, I'm only in fucking a sliver of Hispanic.
100%.
But I speak more Spanish than a lot of fucking Mexican people.
But you still have...
And I understand the cultures, and I celebrate the cultures more than they do.
But you still have ancestors who, at one point in time, there was an ancestor that was 100% from that country.
Not that long ago. My abuela, abuelita, she's from Mexico.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is what it is, but
I mean, like,
it's the same idea. Like,
you could be, you know, 5% German, say, right?
Yeah.
But you go all the way back you go all the way back through your bloodline. Somebody in your family was 100% from Germany.
See, that's what's, you know, I tell people, I'm like, yeah, my dad's German, my mom's Mexican, because that's what it is. My mom, her family comes from Mexico, and my dad, they come from Europe. I can trace that back not that far. My great-grandmother only spoke German until she was 12. Her dad was the first of our family to be born in the United States.
Yeah.
Her grandfather was from Germany. And that book sitting up there, Ernest Stories, is about him. He's the first one in the United States. I never met him. He died when I think my dad was real young, but no, he died. I never met him. That's the fact is I never met him. But he was, you know, German.
Yeah.
He spoke German. Both his parents were German. He just was born in the United States. And that was the same thing with my abuelita. She's fucking born in the United States. Actually, I think she was born in Mexico. I'm not sure. But, you know, she's 100% Mexican.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. Like, my family is from Mexico or from Germany. And, you know, it traces back to other places. But that's the heritage that I identify with. When I was growing up, we went to a lot of Oktoberfest. And I spoke a little bit of German. Now I can't speak very much. But, you know, times change. And the same thing with my Spanish side. I spoke Spanish. I celebrate Dia de los Muertos and, you know, fucking all these other holidays. And, you know, when we did Christmas, we did it a certain way. And, you know, I always thought it was funny. When you're white, you would never understand. You have white privilege. Yeah, but I didn't have lights or fucking water for a week.
Yeah.
I didn't have food in the house, and I had to eat every single fucking meal and steal food from the cafeteria for a couple weeks. Like, y'all motherfuckers need to stop with that shit. Because first of all, I've probably had a harder life than you.
Yeah.
You grew up in a house that had both parents. I didn't. I grew up in a house that fucking struggled.
Yeah.
I ate ramen every day for a fucking week. Or every day for fucking years. I don't know. Like, they all just kind of blend together.
I don't know. I think the way
they're going about it is wrong.
100%.
And I don't understand. With the fucking homophobic stuff, like, man, you want something in your butt? Put it in your butt. I don't care.
Yep.
Just don't talk to me about it.
Exactly.
I've been hit on by, I don't even, I fucking can't count how many gay people. Hey, daddy, what are you doing? I'm like, nope, I am straight. I am straight. And I'll politely decline. I'm like, hey, man, listen, I appreciate it. I'm flattered that you think I'm attractive, but I'm straight, and that's not going to change.
Have a nice day, boss.
Have a nice day, you know, I'll go about my business.
Yeah. And
I've never been harassed. And that's what else I think is crazy. Straight people will fucking straight up harass, like straight, and it's mostly guys. Straight guys will harass a homosexual female. And I'm like, dude, she's gay. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
She don't want your dick.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that. Leave her alone.
I mean, I personally, like, hey, I kind of have the same perspective as you. It's like, hey, good for you. I'm straight. I'm not about it.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, go about your life.
You know what I mean? But
I appreciate
you know, like you're nothing special. Like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, good for you. Good for you for, you know, coming out, whatever, right?
I'm you know, fucking.
But you know what?
That should be the end of it.
It's fucking, yeah. You know, I think it's kind of fucked up, man. Like, you know, veterans get a fucking day, but yet
gay people get a month.
Gay people get a month.
Yeah. You know,
people who fight and fucking, you know, wounded for this country, you know, people who fucking died for this country, and, you know, you get a day. Yeah, the day, you know, cool, it's a day, you know, thanks. You know, people fucking, give us a little bit of appreciation. You know, I mean, I'm not the one for all the hype, and you know, I personally don't need a Veterans Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I signed the contract just like everybody else in the military, and I'm doing what I had to do.
It's nice, but you know, like, man, a fucking month. Like, come on, that's another thing too. Like,
why you shutting down fucking streets and preventing me from going to work just because you're gay?
Yeah,
you like sucking dick? Well, half the fucking females on Earth like doing that shit.
And you know the thing
somewhere else.
That's weird about it too is, you know, you gotta think, like, children growing up now are like, it's weird, man. Like, you go down the road and there's like a, you know, a gay parade or whatever, right?
And it's changed.
The last thing you want to see is, you know, you want your kid, you know, your young kid to see
butt ass naked fucking grown man.
Or a dude in a mankini, you know, flinging around a dildo.
Do that shit in the barracks.
You know
They don't mind. I can run down the hall right now and they'd be like, "Hey, fucking get it!"
Yeah, I mean,
I'm drunk.
But that's different. I mean, it's the straightest gay branch that there is.
You know, I think it's weird. What else I think is weird, and I'll ask you this. At what age should a person be able to decide whether or not they want to be man or woman? Because that's a thing now. You can decide, and that's fine. Do what you want. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily. But that's not my place to say. I don't care. At what age, if you had to pick one, should they be able to decide whether or not they want to be man or woman?
I mean, it's kind of...
Because this leads into something else I want to talk about.
It's controversial. I mean, I feel like, because, you know...
A lot of people
just because you know you're gay, straight, queer, you know, trans,
fucking
whatever the hell you are, right?
Yeah.
You know, cool. You have the right to come out whatever you want. I feel, but I think at the decision whether you make the decision whether you're a boy or a girl.
Yeah. Okay.
When you have that sex change, because you have to have that sex change to be a male or a female.
Yeah.
Because I mean.
Can't just have tits and just be like, I'm a woman now.
Yeah, because you still have a dick, right?
Yeah. Still have a schlong.
When you turn 18 and you are legally, financially
an adult. In the views of the government, you're an adult.
That's an adult, and you legally can go and get that surgery done yourself without a parental, you know,
consent. You're good.
Parental consent, or you know, have it paid for by your parents. I think at that point is when you personally can make that own decision. Yeah, granted, I mean, I think it's okay if, you know, you bring it up to your parents and your parents are on board with it and they decide they want to give you that surgery younger. That's up to you, but I just feel like people change. People change. That's the thing that I kind of disagree on is, what if it's a phase? What if someone's just going through a phase and they turn 18?
Yeah, like, oh shit, I'm straight.
Or they get the surgery done and they're 15, 16 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're 18 years old and they're like,
shit,
I don't feel right.
I want to weigh now. Yeah,
exactly. You know,
I was listening to something the other day. I think it was Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan, who I draw a lot of inspiration with because I love fucking watching his show. They were talking about at what age is it okay for parents to give their children hormonal
18.
Like, I think that I agree with that because that's when everything else seems to be considering. It's when you're considered an adult, right?
Yeah.
When a 5-year-old wants to dress up as a princess, is that a reason to fucking give them hormones to make them more feminine? No. They're 5. They don't fucking know.
You wanna hear something funny? When I was in preschool,
dude, feel this while you're talking about this. Feel this shit.
When I was in preschool, my mom has a picture of me dressed up in like a little kid's wedding dress.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I remember.
I thought nothing of it. Like I was.
You're 5. Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Like nobody knows. You want to be a princess? Be a princess. That's. But by no means is my dad a bad dad.
It's so controversial because like. That's where people who are actually like have committed to it say that, oh, you should have a right at any age to change your gender because you shouldn't be trapped in that body if that's not what you feel. You know what I mean? But then at the same point, I feel like you're not developed enough to make that conscious decision.
That the way I look, and I try to relate because obviously I'm not trans, so I don't fucking know.
Right.
But the way I try to relate is in middle school, I got bullied a lot, so my style was the fucking like little skater boy. I had fucking DCs and the shorts that were a little too long for me, so like they came down the middle of my shins.
Yeah.
And I hung out with a lot of the cholo kids, so I fucking dressed like that, and I talked like that too. And I was, dude, it was fucking like 8th grade. It had to have been 8th grade, because I had just changed schools. I talk about it a lot. I changed schools spring break of 8th grade, so I had 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I went from being this little fucking thug to being a straight up cowboy. Boots, jeans, tucked in shirt, nice belt, not that belt.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But that's 2 weeks. Like, that's how fast a child can change.
Yeah.
I was 13, and I changed from one person to a completely another in a matter of 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say that kid that you're fucking giving hormones and shit to doesn't change his mind, and in 2 weeks he's a fucking another kid?
Yeah.
What's to say? Like, who are you yeah, that's your kid. That's your right. You know, if you want to do that, I'm not going to stop you. But I think it's wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't think you should do that to a child, because they can't change that shit back. Once you start giving them hormones, it's a fucking process to get that shit out your system.
Yeah.
You gotta start taking testosterone or estrogen, whichever way you were going. And you gotta fucking, like, you have to repair the damage that you've already done.
Yeah.
And if it's not damage to you, then, you know, whatever. But I don't know, man. Like, 5? Really? You're gonna give a kid fucking, first of all, you're gonna force him to take medicine. Him or her. They're already not gonna like that. Mm-hmm. Or shots or whatever the fuck. They're not gonna like that. Just because they wanted to be a princess for a fucking play date? No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
If my son was like, hey, I want to do ballet and be a princess, at 5, I'd be like, okay. You know, I'd do fucking whatever it took to make that kid happy. And at 10, if he wants to be a fucking cowboy, then all right, I'll rodeo with him.
Yeah.
And if at fucking 20, he wants to be a fucking nerd, I don't have a better word for it, but a fucking biochemical engineer.
Yeah. And
he wants to work for the fucking Pentagon and wants to be in the military, or even just wants to go fucking straight and be a Einstein level fucking person. Yeah, do it, dude. I'll fucking study with you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to fucking force you to live one life because at one point you said, hey, I want to be a princess. Like, that's just not responsible.
See, they make, like, all these rules and stipulations for a reason. It's like, you can't drink until you're 21. You can't get your driver's license until you're a certain age. You can't gamble until you're a certain age. You can't smoke till you're a certain age. I think that you shouldn't be able to change your sex until you're a certain age.
Yeah. You know, and it's one of those things, man.
And there's a reason for it, because you're not developed enough to make that.
People say that, I talk about tattoos a lot. Because I told you last week, that was the only thing that really made me happy.
Yeah.
Besides my family, obviously.
Yeah.
But, they were talking about, on the show I watched, Ain't, I watch it a lot. And they were talking about how, some of the artists wanted to raise the age from 18 to 25, because your brain's not fully developed until you're 25.
Yeah.
I still have developing to do. I'm 21.
Yeah.
Do I have most things figured out? Yeah. But do I think I can make sound decisions that'll fucking affect me for the rest of my life? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that at 18. But then again, I got married at 18 and I'm fucking 21 and divorced. So, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's one of, I don't know. Do I think tattooing age should be 25? No. I think 18 is fine. But, a lot of things like that, like drinking. I wouldn't be too upset if they were like, hey, 25, you can drink. I would be, because I drink a lot. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'd be like, you know what? I understand it.
Yeah.
You can make more cognitive decisions.
I mean, I don't know. I think things have been a certain way for as long as they have been.
Yeah.
Don't change something that ain't broke.
Is it not broke though? Like, that's what we have to start looking into. Like,
but regardless, someone's gonna get their hands on it regardless.
Oh yeah. Did I not drink at fucking 15? Yeah, I did. Yeah, 100%. There was alcohol in the house. I could fucking drink that shit whenever I wanted. Just steal the bottle.
Exactly.
Hey, where'd this bottle go? I don't know.
I mean, like I said, it's like when you're told you can't do something, people are gonna do it.
Yeah, man. I don't get it. I'm just like, really? For Ruskies?
Yeah.
I don't know. 21, I think, is a good age to drink. I think that's solid. Because
Yeah.
people drink under 21 all the time. So I know they do it. So it's not like I fucking really care.
Yeah.
Do I think the smoking age should have been 21? No. What the fuck difference did it make? They're gonna get tobacco regardless.
At one point or another, whether they're 18 or they're 21.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
If they want to do it, they're gonna do it. You're just kind of delaying.
How hard is it to be like, hey man, I know you're 21. Can you buy me fucking cigarettes or fucking pods or whatever the fuck else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. And a lot of people will be like, yeah, man, I got you. Because I remember when I was 18, I was fucking, let's see, I got in the Marine Corps, I was 18. I got married around that time. Or I got married at 19, sorry. 20 was legal drinking age in Japan, so I could drink. So fucking 18, I could buy cigarettes, and I did. 19, I mean, I got married. 20, I could drink. 21, I kept drinking. And you know, I'm about to turn 22, and actually less than a month here in like 15 days. And you know, I've been doing this shit since I was 18.
Yeah.
I could. And especially when I grew my beard out a little bit on the weekend, I could just walk into Japanese places and be like, hey, let me get a pack of smokes and a fucking handle of Jack. And they would give it to me and not fucking ask any questions.
Yeah.
Because you look older there, obviously. But, you know, it's fucking...
I think people should be, in certain instances, should be allowed to do what they want to do.
Yeah. I think people should be left the fuck alone. I'm pro leaving people alone. That's what I am. I'm not pro-life, pro-choice, pro what a fucking never. Pro-gay, pro-straight, I don't care. Pro, leave me alone and let me live my life.
For real, I feel the same exact way on that.
I don't know. That guy kind of fucking heavy for a little while. But, you know, it's something that people need to talk about. It's something people need to think about because the world's not the same as it was in the 1960s.
No.
It's not the same as it was fucking in 2000.
But yeah, this is the greatest generation.
It's not. God, no, it's not. I don't think any generation since, you know, fucking the 1900s when they were really fighting for it. They were surviving and they were thriving and it was the industrial era and they were fucking inventing things and doing things that benefited not only America but humanity.
Yeah.
And I want to, let's see if I can fucking find it. And I hope I don't get demonetized because I did for some other shit. There's a clip, and I think it's from The Anchorman, fucking, it's not, let's see, hold on, The Anchor, maybe? The Anchorman, hold on, maybe, let's see if I can find it. The Anchor. It's a, he's talking about, oh, here it is. It says America is not the greatest country anymore. I'm gonna play this and just fucking. I want everybody that's listening to listen to it and really understand what he's saying. But here we go.
What makes America the greatest country in the world? Well, Lewis and Sharon said it: diversity and opportunity, and freedom and freedom.
Yeah, I'll fucking try to change this.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering a question. Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied. One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is it not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer. You're saying yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost him money. It costs votes. It costs airtime, column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so smart, how come they lose it? Always. Hey, and with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so
It's obviously
awesome
censored.
that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom. All right. And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. One of them is there's absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the f*** you're talking about. Yosemite? Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore.
I mean, he touched on all topics on that one.
Yeah, you can't fucking miss with that one. We acted like men and women. I will say that. You know, we weren't scared, and we weren't fucking this fucking cowering people. You know, my great grandmother was born in shit, fucking. It says it in that book, and I honestly can't remember. But she lived through the Great Depression, and she watched World War II and, you know, the Korean War and the Vietnam War, and she watched America as it fucking fell apart. Our ancestors would be fucking disappointed.
Yep.
Even if you fucking came from Mexico. They look at the world now and they think, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And
we're down to the last few great landmarks of the United States. Where we have Big Ben, Yosemite. We're running out of fucking space, for one.
Yeah.
Montana, that's just fucking, that's all empty. I don't know what's there, but fuck, man. The two things that in that video that fucking get me the most. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. Being intelligent isn't just being book smart, right? It's not just being smart in the fact that you can fucking spout off the full fucking number for pi. That's not being smart. Being able to recognize situations and understand situations and adapt to those situations and fucking make informed decisions, that's being intelligent. Having common sense.
Yeah,
and treating people fairly, that's intelligence.
I think the big thing that, especially today, that struck well in that video was people are now identified by who they vote for.
That's the other one.
Not who they are
exactly.
as a person. You know?
You know, I mean, what people tend to forget is in the 60s, the South as a whole identified as Democratic. They forget that.
Yep.
They forget that the original party that wanted slavery was Democratic.
Yep.
It wasn't Republicans. Republicans lived in the North.
Yep.
Republicans stood for change, and they stood for the Constitution as it was, not, oh, we hate fucking black people. No, that wasn't the Republican Party. And as things started to change, they started to shift more to the South. it's you shouldn't be identified because you voted for what Biden or fucking Trump. That's not how you should be identified. I didn't get to vote, so I can't identify with either. Would I have voted for Trump? Yeah. Is it because he's Republican? No. I don't care. I don't want I didn't want him to win. I wanted Jo Jorgensen to win, but she ran as a libertarian, and my vote would have been wasted.
See,
It's one vote, but still.
That's the problem with the past election was many people didn't vote for Trump just because they didn't like the guy, not because they didn't like the things that he had to bring to the table.
That's bullshit.
It's because they didn't like him as a person, and that is the wrong way to look at it, especially since we're hopping into the more political side of things now.
Yeah, I mean, we've committed. We're at 55 minutes. We might as well just finish the show with politics.
I don't think politics should never be based off of the person, whether you like the person or dislike the person. It's the values that are brought to the table to benefit the country as a whole, regardless of your skin color, your fucking
ethnic background, your
ethnicity,
your yearly income, anything
like that. It should be based off of what is best for America in itself.
Yeah.
And I mean, Donald Trump, he spoke a lot of about a bunch of good, trying to think of the word to say it. He brought a lot of good aspects to the table of more or less what's going to be best for America, And I get it. There's a lot of things from the Democratic view that, could potentially be good for America too. But from my perspective, I'm a hardworking American. I work hard for my money. The last thing I want to do is have my money taken out to pay for things that aren't going to benefit me in my lifetime.
Yeah.
They might benefit my children. They might benefit my grandchildren, so on and so forth. But I'm not going to be around. I want to enjoy my life how it is now. I'm pro small government, and I am 100% pro bringing back the economy into America.
The problem I have with a lot of the things that Biden and Harris are pushing, what people neglect to think. So the military is a good vantage point. They think we get free healthcare, and to a point we do. It's very reduced, but what they fucking forget is we pay for that. What you don't see is the medical and dental taxes that come out of your paycheck. We pay for it in our own way. That's why we only make $1,000 per paycheck every 2 weeks. What Americans aren't realizing is, let's fucking hike the minimum wage up to $15 an hour, right? Then your fucking gallon of milk is going to cost $15 an hour. And your fucking bacon is going to be $30. And then all of a sudden, there's an overinflation of the currency in America, and it loses value.
Yep.
With
that's
raising the minimum wage, it raises the cost of living. What people don't realize is, let's fix all the roads and let's have free college and free healthcare, but you have to pay for that. They can't work for free.
Well,
doctors aren't going to work for free. They're going to make their fucking money. Yeah, it got overinflated and we fucking collapsed.
Yep.
In the 30s, the stock market crashed because the value of money went to zero.
Yep.
Almost. And what people don't realize is that's fucking gonna happen.
Yep.
And I hope it doesn't. I hope for some fucking reason Biden and Harris really take care of America.
But you know what?
I don't hate them as people.
I am not butthurt at all.
Yeah.
Because the party that I voted for did not win the election.
That's what else is crazy. I saw some shit the other day, and it really, I've been in this situation. It happened 2 weeks ago. I posted on Facebook, congratulations, you guys won. I hope the best for the country. Same thing I did when Trump won. Congratulations, I hope the best for the country.
And people think it's out of ignorance and spite.
No, it's because I genuinely hope that he does great things. I hope fucking unemployment.
People would respond to that though. That's a problem.
Oh, they did. Let me tell you this story. So I posted, and it went on Twitter or something, and I had to take it down because I was fucking constantly bombarded with these comments. Well, fuck you because you're a Trump supporter and this and that, and I hope your party never wins again. And I was kind of like, I was civil about being able to say, hey, you know what? Good job. I hope you guys do good. and I hope the policies that he puts in place work.
Yeah.
But they take that as I'm being facetious or sarcastic. And I'm kind of like, no, I genuinely fucking feel that. Like, I hope that for some reason free healthcare works and everybody gets fucking this outstanding care and we don't have to pay more taxes.
I totally agree. I'm gonna try to pull up something real quick.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna explain what else happened.
Okay.
You know, it blows my mind. I'm just like, yeah, congratulations. I got texted right after we got the election results, right?
Yeah.
By some of my more liberal friends, and they're like, hey, how's it feel to be the loser? I'm like, you know, it kind of sucks, but I didn't really want Trump to win. I wanted Joe Jorgensen to win because I agree with her views a little bit more.
Right.
And by no means would I have been mad if Trump won. I've 100% Trump. Trump and Joe Jorgensen would have been my picks.
Yeah.
But, you know, it didn't happen. And you know, I'll go about my life. I'll live my life as is. And if, you know, things happen and I got to pay more taxes, then so be it. It's 4 years.
So I got a little thing to read to you.
Yeah.
It was something that my mother posted before the election, and it got a lot of backlash, and you know it was a repost, but still. So my mom said, "If Joe wins, congratulations to all you who voted for him. I hope you get all the free things you voted for. I wish the best of luck to all the small business, gun, and landowners. When gas pricings are soaring, taxes are high, and you can't afford the extras of life, look back and think how good the last 4 years were. You can hate Trump, but his policies help the country. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Most of the time, it's fertilized by shit. So make sure you hug an oil worker today because they're worried sick if they'll have a job next year. I hope you look at our farmers, factories, and steel industries because they will get shit back to China. Make sure you tell a soldier thanks for serving this country because our military will be downsized and not get raises. I don't care if you agree with me or not. I wish the best for this country. I stand for the flag and kneel before my God until my last breath. I wish peace, not war. But when you tread on my land and want to take my guns, you will have a fight. You can only rob the middle class so much before they break.
Yeah.
Time to tell the truth on this election."
Man, it's just fucking crazy to me.
And you know, my mom got a ton of backlash.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it a couple weeks ago. And I'm just like, damn, man. Like, one, it was about your family, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane to me. By no means am I on best terms with all of my family. There, you know, there's parts of my family that don't like me. And it is what it is. And it's not just because of me, but it's because of my dad, too. And it's fucking insane to me that these people can fucking shut out family just because of a post.
Yep.
Like, really? You know, we're adults. I thought this childish fucking ostracizing came to an end in high school, but it didn't. And I don't know, it's fucking crazy. We're gonna do about 10 more minutes, but I want to change the topic because this shit just pisses me off.
Yeah,
that people are so willing to fucking. They're so willing to ostracize each other just because, oh, yeah, I voted for the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck you. You must be anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-fucking whatever. Well,
I don't give a fuck. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Do what you want, man. I don't care. And that's what it blows people's minds when I start talking about it, because I'm pro drugs, like pro marijuana. I said drugs, but I meant marijuana. Pro gay, you know, pro choice. Do what you want. You know, a lot of my views line up with the Democratic Party, but I like the way the Republican Party runs things. I like more policies from the Republican Party than I do Democratic.
Because they keep money in our pockets.
Yes, yeah, that too. I like having money. That's a definitely a benefit.
That's the only difference between the two, more or less, is Republican Party.
And I mean pro-gun. There's quite a few policies.
It is, you know, all for small government, lower taxes, and keeping money in Americans' pockets, because it realizes, you know, that the Republican Party realizes not everybody is you know, that white collar. There's a lot of blue collar people out there who work damn hard for their money.
Yeah, man, it's fucking all right. We'll shift. Going back to the universe thing, man.
Yeah.
Do you or do you not? Actually, we'll go. Well, I wanna a completely separate topic because segues are weird. Ghosts. Do you or do you not believe?
100% believe.
Okay, good, because I have quite a few friends who don't. I'm just kind of like, well, in a universe where the possibility of aliens exists, what's to say ghosts don't?
I don't necessarily, there's not a white little figure that goes ooh, but
Well, yeah, but
I definitely believe in that a spirit can linger for sure.
So there's a lot of research done into what the fuck is it called? I wish I knew the actual term, but it's basically saying that so like these stones in these walls, right?
Mm.
These stones have the ability to absorb certain amounts of energy.
Yeah.
And what they do is at certain conditions, whether it be electrical conditions or matter or whatever the fuck it is, they play back those fucking circumstances. And they basically act as a loop.
Yeah.
What as a person, obviously all people, but as a being that's a lot of actual electrical pulses, because you got to think the firing between your synapses, that fucking word.
Synapses.
Yeah, beep beep boop beep beep. The firing between those is electrical pulses, and what makes your heart beat is electrical pulses, and same thing with your muscles contracting and whatever else. What's to say that when you fucking put your hand on the wall, it doesn't make an imprint on the wall? Not physically, but electrically.
I mean,
and when certain parameters are met, it plays it back. So somebody could be fucking sitting here after I die, and the electrical impulses I left on this room, he fucking looks over and sees me do this, and just fucking slap the wall or something. Like, how crazy would that be?
I mean, yeah.
It's a real theory. Like, people fucking believe in that shit.
It's potential. I mean, I think.
I think it's got to be a little more in depth than that.
Yeah, I personally think that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe in spirits, left behind after someone dies. I think a lot of it is more or less how your mind perceives it. You know what I mean?
So you think this ties into, I think, was it this week or last week? We've done 2 in a row, so it's fine.
About what?
Being able to open your mind to another reality with psychedelic drugs. Do you think that...
We touched on it in both weeks.
Do you think that, so say I'm sitting here, and we had proven that this place was haunted with EMF or fucking, whatever the fucking voice recordings or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Say we proved it, and I'm sitting here and I drop a tab or something, and I'm fucking watching the world go by, and I see people coming in and out of the room, laying in these beds, and then leaving, and like doing a normal routine, going to work, coming back, going to work, coming back, taking showers, washing their hands, hair, teeth, whatever. What's to say that that's not an actual reality? It's just the way I perceive it because I'm on a psychedelic drug and it's opening my mind. That fucking third eye that people talk about.
I mean,
what is it? The pineal gland? So
I have no idea.
I gotta look it up now. I gotta fucking click. Click.
I mean, I don't know. I think it. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a weird subject to talk about because I mean everybody has their own opinion on it.
There it is.
I mean, I believe in.
Yeah, pineal gland.
I believe in the whole spirits, all that stuff, but I haven't really had that like contact, with with a past spirit that I can.
Do you have any stories that you can say?
So I mean, my auntie Lisa, her husband passed away in a car accident.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all good. I was just a little baby, but she actually had like ghost hunters come to her house.
Oh, really?
Because like her house is like 100% deemed haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's creepy for sure. I definitely have been to her house, and every time I walk in, I'm creeped out automatically just because the stories of like the Ghostbusters, not the Ghostbusters, but
who are we gonna call them?
Ghost hunters, whatever. I mean, granted, it's a show, whatever, but I mean, they wouldn't.
Wait, the fucking what? Zach Bagans?
Yeah, like old school ghost hunters.
Oh,
like
so
actual
not
show.
Zach Bagans showing up, but like some other ghost hunters.
Like the actual show, like the show Ghost Hunters.
They came to her house. Did they
Yeah.
fucking like
They did
put it on
their-
TV?
They did no, they didn't put her on TV.
Damn, that would have been fucking
They
cool.
filmed, but it never aired.
Okay.
But they like came and set up all their
Equipment and shit.
voice boxes and all that stuff. I've also heard some other weird stuff. I mean, you can go on a long road with this topic, but
Dude, I have a whole fucking show.
one of my family members talked to a medium, and they actually were able to make contact with him, and yeah, it's weird, man.
So I got stories. I love talking about them, but we'll save that for some other time. I want to get a couple people on and just fucking go around the room and just do ghost stories,
I'm pretty sure
like legitimate experiences.
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure like my family member who went through the medium experience, they were like when the medium connected with them, had nothing to. They didn't say a word, just walked in, sat down, and she was like, I'm sensing a presence from, somebody, did they have any relation to this car? And it was the car he was in when he crashed.
Oh wow.
And then they said, okay, do you know this person? And they're like, yeah, it's my fucking, my brother, because it was my grandmother. And she was like, he wants you to know that, it was peaceful. It was quick.
That's good.
But that's just weird, dude. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. Like, I personally, I call bullshit in a way.
Yeah.
But I've never gone to a medium, so I have no idea. I could go to a medium and be like, holy fucking shit.
What if so you know how people fucking they do voodoo and hoodoo and shit like that?
Get the fuck, yeah, that shit's scary, man.
Dude, what's to say that's wrong too? And this goes into I've done a couple different shows where we talk about shit, fucking anything from Bigfoot to ancient beings and aliens and ghost stories to fucking voodoo and hoodoo. What's to say that's just wrong? Who are you as a person? Just like with anything else, who are you as a person to say, no, you're fucking, that's dumb, that's wrong?
Exactly.
I'll tell people that's dumb when they're fucking acting a fool, but
Yeah.
if somebody was like, I put a curse on you, I'd be like, damn, I gotta go to a fucking priest now? This shit sucks.
That's the thing, like, I, like, personally, like I said, hey, that was your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't believe that because I wasn't the person who experienced it.
And that's
I respect the way that's what you believe, that's what you felt, that's what you saw, that's what you heard.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. Until I see it, I'm gonna come at it from a very biased point of view.
I think we got a little bit more time. I'm gonna tell you. So obviously voodoo, I don't fuck with that shit.
Hell no.
They can fucking do some weird shit to me. I don't know. Voodoo dolls. I go blind. I know it was that bitch in fucking Arkansas. Anyways, that was a joke. I've never. Voodoo queens, man. They fucking some people be into weird shit. But what's wild is I'm into like big titty goth bitches. So like, if I ran into one, I'd be like, damn, that's wild. Oh, come on, let's go. Anyways, fucking, I was in Brownwood, and there's like an abandoned little fucking. It was a nursing home at one point, I think, and then I think it was like a mental home. I don't really know what it was. The story changes all the time. I don't really know what it was, but there's fucking stories about that place. And we were like, oh, it's abandoned. Let's go back there. I can hide my truck, and we can go explore. The doors are locked. One, already was like, maybe we shouldn't do this. Two, I was like, all right, I'll kick the door open. I didn't even kick it hard, and it just fucking swung open, like hard swung open. I was like, that's a little weird, but okay. The other people climbed through the window. I went to the door. We're kind of exploring. We're having a good time, and we're with some friends. And we're like, oh, let's split up. Let's go explore. There's 2 wings. 2 for the main building. Like, there's the main entrance, you get the lobby, and then there's 2 wings that come off with rooms and offices and whatnot. Some of them went down one wing, some of them went down the other. I was doing something, so I just stayed in the middle. I was kind of I think I was fucking around on my phone, and I heard a scream. I was like, fuck. I was like, somebody got caught. I jet down the hallway, because I was going to instantly be like, no, this was my idea, this is my fault. We're here because of me, and let everybody dip, and I was going to take the blame. Because I thought the cops rolled up. Because you can't see outside, for one, it's dark. Everything's closed off.
That's sketchy to begin with.
Yeah, this place is fucking scary. I'm running down the hall, and she's sitting there. She's like fucking, like sitting there. And I was like, hey, are you okay? What happened? She's like, there's a person in there. I was like, what? Like a homeless person? And like already I'm kind of like, all right, I guess I'm gonna fucking fight somebody. Like a crackhead? What the fuck are we talking about? Like I was like ready to beat somebody's ass and then dip.
Hell no.
Nope. I opened the door and there's nobody there. She was like, yeah, when I walked past the room, I shined the light real fast and there was a person standing in the doorway. I was like, there's nobody in here. I open the door, I kind of walk in, I look around. There's a door to the other room. I open it real fast. There's nobody in there, and that's where it ends. It's just those 2 rooms conjoined. I open the door. I fucking scan around. I checked everything, like thoroughly. The windows are locked. They're blacked out. So I know they're not busted. There's nobody in there. I was like, did somebody like run out the other door? Are you like, did you see anything else? She was like, no. As soon as I saw it, I slammed the door and sat right here with the light on these 2 doors. I was like, you didn't see anything? She was like, no. And as soon as I realized, like, oh shit, this might be something else, we dipped. We were gone.
Hell yeah, I would have been out of there to begin with.
That's just one of the many fucking stories that I've been.
I get hella jump scared, so I'd be like, oh shit, fuck
no. I'm a jumpy person. By no means. Like, Ruiz walked up behind me the other day, and when he just, normal tone was like, hey, what are you talking about? And I jumped, and I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I jumped really easy, and when she screamed, I jumped, and everybody ran towards her. I was the first one there, and then the other one got there. And it was me, that girl, another guy, and another girl. And I won't tell you their names because I don't hang out with them anymore, and they were, there's a reason.
Yeah. Fuck that, man.
But yeah, that shit was fucking crazy. Like, so I have no doubts that, things like that can exist. Hoodoo, voodoo, fucking shakalan, I don't know. If you believe in it, it probably... My idea is the fact that you believe in it and multiple people believe in it creates a certain type of energy. And when that energy kind of fucking comes together, because, certain vibes resonate with certain vibes, right? You don't vibe with somebody, you don't hang out with them, right? I feel like if you're creating a certain vibe, like, oh, my belief is in Satanism, hoodoo, Christianity, whatever, it conjoins with other beliefs like that, other vibes like that, and it creates this cloud of belief. And the electrical impulses that creates makes those things real. Like, is that too fucking far?
There's some weird motherfuckers, man.
Hoodoo, voodoo, and Satanism are fucking 100% real, and I 100% believe in them. And they sketch me the fuck out. Yep. Every time I think about them, I'm like, oh, voodoo. Hoodoo, that voodoo that you do.
It's sketchy.
It is. Damn, man. I would never fuck with somebody who worships voodoo.
I'd be like, hey,
or
man,
does voodoo.
I am so sorry.
I'd bump him and be like, hey, can I take you to dinner? My bad. Let me save you.
Not about any of that shit.
Dude, I don't know. That's just crazy.
I will, I think, stick to myself.
What the fuck happened? You see this?
Yeah,
what happened?
I will 100% stick to myself and go about my way
and dude, you
pray to God that someone isn't stabbing the shit out of my voodoo doll with a needle.
Hey man, if you're listening to this and I did you wrong, I'm sorry. Call me. Let me fucking help. Let me fix it. Before you stab that voodoo doll, take a second and let me ask you, who do that voodoo that you do? We're gonna go ahead and cut it up. We're gonna stop. We're gonna go ahead and cut this episode. As always, like, subscribe, fucking share. I don't know. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Carson Benedict is Facebook. If you listen to this, then you probably know who I am. Twitter is Carson-Benedict, I think. I still haven't checked, so I still don't know. Shit, hit me up on Instagram. It's probably, I don't know. I think it's Car Kepco. I don't know. You can sound that one out. It's pretty easy. Hit me up. Let me know what you want to hear. Comment, subscribe, like, do something, please. Please get it to proper 12 so I can get sponsored. That'd be great. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.